Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. You see this all over the internet. It's coming up to the beginning of October, and so you're going to see a bunch of videos, best baits to throw in October. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Don't do it. Not in 2025. I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to tell you what you should be doing as October starts to roll in. It's a whole different ball game here this year, guys, and you need to be aware of that. Don't just follow the traditional telling of what to do because things are different this year. Stick around. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. I was about to do it. And in fact, I'm sitting down here. Okay, what baits am I gonna suggest guys use in October? And the reality is, I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to know what baits to throw in October for October 2025? Go back to my video about what baits to throw in September, because in the beginning of September, a month ago, I put out a list of baits to throw. And at the time that I put that video out, I was all about it. Well, guess what? A week after I put that video out, temperatures across the country got warm again. We were in a cooling down pattern, and things were going the way that I thought they were going to go for September, a traditional September. Then all of a sudden, about the end of the first week of September, we got what you might call an Indian summer, and it started to get warm, and temps were up in the 70s and 80s. I know they were around here. They were up in Wisconsin. They were that way. They were like that way across the country for the most part. Well, those fish, in my experience this last month, every time I went out, they were still in summer patterns, and I was catching them the same way I caught them all summer long. And so none of the things that I really suggested for September, I really had to go to. I didn't really move too much. I was still throwing the same kinds of things. But what I am suggesting is that this isn't going to last forever. I guarantee it's not. You know how I know for sure? I got work being done at the house that's outside work. And so as soon as they get started, the temperatures are going to drop. I know that for sure. So it's just like getting your car washed, right? You get your car washed and then it rains. Well, I'm guaranteeing these temperatures are going to drop sometime during the month of October. The leaves are starting to change already. Yes, daylight has a lot to do with it, but the reality is that if I gave you baits that I would traditionally tell you to use in October, we're not there yet. So the answer to what are the best baits to throw this October 2025, is right this second. I mean, it's 82 degrees out here right now. If I was fishing today, I'd still be fishing like I was fishing a week ago, summer pattern kinds of things. But once you start to see those water temperatures drop, once the temperatures actually do start to drop and you see the water temperatures going down significantly, this is the time at that point that you want to go to those baits that I talked about for throwing in September. And just to review real quick, things like topwater baits, A-rig types of baits, rattle traps, those types of things, minnow imitating baits, locations to go. Well, I'm not going to give it to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that you should go to the video that I did a month ago, and I'll put a link in this video so that you can just go right to it at the end and click on it and go watch that video. Those are the baits that you should be throwing in the near future this month, because we're going to be about a month behind. Now, the other thing that I'm going to tell you guys is don't be surprised if it doesn't happen quick, because fish are they know that it's coming. Daylight hours are shortening and things like that. So it's gonna happen probably in a much more condensed situation than it would over time, where the temperatures gradually start to decrease. You might have a couple of warm days, but then get back to cool. It's been warm for literally 15 days straight, and so, if not more, and so it really hasn't happened. But when it happens, it's going to happen fast. And that's the time to get out there, get in those creeks, in those bays, look for those bait fish to be, bunched up, and that's where the bass are going to be as well. So just go back to that video that I did about September fishing, but be on the lookout, because it's going to happen here, but it's going to be sometime in October. So when you see somebody put out the best baits of October, I don't think we're there yet. I think we're still on September types of baits. Pay attention to that, because it hasn't happened yet. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. You take care, everybody.